Hello, this is Seymour Rocks reporting from Down Under. I just want to give a very brief report uh, from New Zealand. But first of all, this is California. It came through actually in February. California has 149 million dead trees ready to ignite like a matchbook. 18 million trees died last year. That poses a huge fire and injury hazard. So I won't read it out, but I'll leave the link down below. Um, so further closer to home, much closer to home, this is our glorious magnolia tree, which is our barometer to what's happening in our very local climate. And we've had the impression that it hasn't really been doing well. The last few years it's lost its leaves in June. Things are starting to grow to go brown earlier this year, but that might not be simply because it's a cooler start to autumn and winter. It might be due to some other factors. Pam had an interesting conversation with our friend who's an arborist, and they both agreed that probably because of climate change, possibly because of the extra CO2, who knows, but everything is just growing like crazy, and we're having to have our tree trimmed once again. But the other more interesting thing for me was that he said that that trees are losing their sap. Now, Margot has said that the life force is leaving the trees, they're withdrawing. So that's a very sort of spiritual interpretation. The way I see it is that the loss of sap is a physical sign of what she's talking about, which I concur with entirely. Now, so this is our beautiful New Zealand forest, and what really caught my attention was on Radio New Zealand. So you don't get much coming out about this, but you just have to look out for the odd little hints. And there was a hint, a 2-paragraph hint today at the state of trees in Nelson, which was where all the terrible fires were in summer. So this is, if I can bring it up, this is what Radio New Zealand said.
And across Cook Strait, the Department of Conservation says the high number of dead native trees being seen across the top of the South Island is likely caused by drought stress. Areas affected include the Wairoa Valley and the Wangapeka area in the Kahurangi National Park. Dead trees have also been reported in the Murchison and Nelson Lakes area, the Wairau Valley in Marlborough, and Marlborough Sounds and the Takaka area in Golden Bay. DOC staff have seen extensive areas of dead mahoe in the Abel Tasman National Park's Wainui Inlet, browning rimu trees on dry ridges near the Heaphy Track, and dead beech trees, particularly in places where they grow on thin or stony soils and along the banks of the Buller River. Introduced species like pines and eucalyptus have also died.
So is this a sign of the future, or is this just a passing sign? You know, like an El Nino that's here today and gone but tomorrow, and normality will come, of course, next year. That is something I very much doubt, but I will just leave it with this report. So thank you. This is Seymour Rocks reporting from Down Under.